Okay, so what we are looking today is what is the JSON array, right? JSON array is nothing but an array of JSON. Its basic syntax is like this. So we'll have square brackets, and inside square brackets we would have like this, right? Where each curly brace is representing a JSON, right? Now let's say that we have to represent movies, right? And each movie contains, let's say, an ID, the name of the movie, and it also contains say budget, right? So how will I and if I have to represent say 3 4 movies or multiple movies, so how will I do that? I'll do it in this way. I'll say let movies equals to, right, inside square brackets, then I'll have my first key as ID, and I'll give say 1, then second key is name, and I'll give some DDLJ, right, and third key is budget, right, and I'll give say 2.4. Then second is again ID, 2, name, I would say Bahubali, and budget say 50 crores, right, and I'll do a console.log movies. So this should print me the array of movies. Let's run this. Right, so what we got is we got array of JSON, right, whereas each element in this it represents one movie. Now if I have to print only one movie, how will I do that? I'll say console.log movies of 0. So it will print me the data of DDLJ. So it printed me only the JSON for DDLJ. Right. Now let's say if I have to iterate over this array, how will I do that? I'll say movies dot for each, right, then inside for each I'll have some function, and inside this I'll simply say console.log x, right. So this will print me each movie one by one. So it printed me first the first element and then the second element, right. Now if I have to print only the name, so instead of x I'll say x dot name, so it will print me only the names of the two movies. So it printed me DDLJ and it printed me the second movie. Right, now let's say if I add few more movies. ID, I give ID as 3. Then I say name and I give name as Bahubali 2. Right, and I give budget at 70. Then I give another movie ID 4. Then name, I give name as say PK, right, and I give budget as say 30, right. So I have say 4 movies. Now I have to print, let's say if I have to I want all the movies, which have budget greater than 50, so greater than equals to 50, so it should give me this movie and this movie, that is Bahubali and Bahubali 2, right. Other two they are having budget which is less than 50, right. So to do that, what I'll have to do is I'll have to or I would need a filter function. So I'll apply filter on this array. So I'll say let m equals to movies dot filter, then I'll pass some function x, a callback function, and in this what will I say? I'll say if x dot budget is greater than equals to 50, I'll say return x. So what is going to happen is this m, it will contain all the filtered data from the movies array, right, on the basis of this condition. Let's check. So it contains the filtered data with on the basis of the condition कि 50 से greater than equal to होना चाहिए, right? Now let us say that if I have to sort this movie on the basis of name, right? तो कैसा, पहले अगर असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्ट कर रहे हैं तो पहले बाहुबली, देन बाहुबली 2, देन DDLJ एंड देन PK, ऐसा आना चाहिए, right? So what will I say? How will I do that? I'll say movies dot sort. Again I'll have a function, callback function with two parameters a comma b. Then now keep this thing in mind, since it is array of JSON, right, we'll have to sort it on the basis of some field or some key. It can be name, you can sort it on the basis of name, or you can sort it on the basis of budget, or you can sort it on the basis of ID, right? So that's what we would do. So currently we would sort it on the basis of name, right? So what will I say? I'll say if a dot name is greater than b dot name, I would say return 1, else return -1. Let's see if it prints this. I'll say console.log movies. Right, so it had sorted it on the basis of the name. In the same way, if I have to sort it on the basis of budget, what will I say? I'll say movies dot sort. Then I'll say function. Function will contain two parameters a and b. And inside this, I would say if a dot budget is less than, I am sorting it in descending order, b dot budget, then I would say return 1, else I would return -1, and then again I would do console.log movies. Right, so it has sorted me on the basis of budget in descending order. मैंने यहाँ less than use किया है instead of greater than. Right, so same thing which we do in case of normal integer array or a string array, we can do it in case of JSON array. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Right, so the task which I would give you today is pretty simple, right? Create an array of students with following fields: ID, name, then next would be roll number, then college, and say marks. Right, this marks would simply be the percentage marks. Yeah. Then have data for at least 10 students, and then perform the following operation: sort by name, filter students who have distinction, then uh, sort by college. Fourth one is filter by college. Fifth one would be uh, sort by marks in descending order. Right, this is the task which you need to perform.